We are doing ratios, and this is the information given. So first we'll calculate NPM, net profit margin. So net profit margin is net profit divided by sales. So net profit by sales as a percentage, which is what? वही किया है, वही किया है. So in this problem, net profit margin is net income by sales, which will be net income divided by sales as a percentage, which comes to 21.67%. Then we'll calculate ATO. ATO, although it's not given in the question, but I'm asking you to do it. What is asset turnover ratio? Question में नहीं दिया है, but I'm asking you to calculate. What is asset turnover ratio? Sales by average assets. तो कितना होगा वो? Sales by average assets, it is 0.67, right? Now there is another ratio called leverage. Leverage का मतलब होता है how levered the firm is, how much it is depending on debt versus how much it is depending on equity. So leverage का ratio is assets divided by equity. So assets divided by equity. Net profit, NPM is net profit by sales. Any margin ratio is divided by sales. So net profit margin will be net profit by sales. Asset turnover ratio में sales in the numerator and average assets in the denominator. Leverage में assets in the numerator and equity in the denominator. Now can you multiply all the three and tell me what happens? So if I do NPM into ATO into leverage. Leverage is how levered the firm is, how much it's financed by equity versus how much it's financed by borrowing, debt. अगर आप इन तीनों को मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो क्या आएगा? नेट प्रॉफिट मार्जिन इंटू एसेट टर्नओवर रेशियो इंटू लीवरेज. कितना परसेंट है ये? 29.55%. Is that right? Please check it. Don't rely on what I have done. If you multiply all the three, you should get 29.55. So Utsav, suppose I ask you to calculate ROE. Suppose I ask you to calculate ROE. ROE is what? Return upon equity. कितना होगा return upon equity? Net income divided by average equity. कितना परसेंट है देखो? So it is the same thing. 29.55. So the result that you got here and the result that you got here is the same. What is this called? Do you know what this phenomenon is called? Very good. That is the DuPont analysis. DuPont. What does DuPont mean? DuPont is the name of a person. We have done this analysis. And the formula for DuPont analysis is, you can write down, net profit margin into asset turnover ratio into leverage is equal to ROE. This is called as the DuPont equation. इसको बोलते हैं DuPont equation. Now there is no rocket science in this. I'll show you how. What is net profit margin equal to? Formula? Net profit upon into. What is asset turnover ratio equal to? Sales by assets. What is leverage equal to? Assets by equity. So क्या होगा? Sales and sales will get nullified. Assets and assets will get 35. So what are you left with? Net profit by equity, which is nothing but ROE. So DuPont equation says that net profit margin into asset turnover ratio into leverage is nothing but your return on equity. जो हमने यहाँ पे भी करके देखा, it is exactly the same. ठीक है? So please remember, this is the DuPont equation. So I'm just sharing it in a way that when you read it, you have some idea of what you are doing. This and this is the same. Okay? This is called as the DuPont equation. नेक्स्ट उन्होंने क्या बोला आपको फाइंड आउट करने के लिए? नेक्स्ट आपको फाइंड आउट करने के लिए बोला है EPS, earnings per share. Now, what is the income? What is the income that is available to shareholders? Net income. How many shares are there? So what is the earnings per share? 13 lakhs divided by 5 lakhs, which is 2.60. Is it clear? Next, they've asked you to find out PE ratio. PE ratio is what? Market price of the share divided by EPS, earnings per share. So market price of the share is 5 divided by earning per share 2.6. So you will get P ratio as 1.92. समझ में आया? Now ये तो हो गया P ratio, लेकिन ये P ratio का use क्या है? P ratio generally when you're doing fundamental analysis and when your major objective is to find out whether stocks are undervalued or overvalued, you use the P multiples. Generally, the low P stocks are the stocks which are undervalued because the current market price is lower than their intrinsic fundamental valuation. So the share prices are expected to rise in the future. So equity analysts will always ask you to buy the undervalued securities. Similarly, जो high P stocks होते हैं वो overvalued होते हैं, typically growth stocks. So you can either hold or you can go for a short or a sell position on these stocks, depending upon whether you have a growth appetite or. Are you clear? Now we move to the next question, which will do the liquidity ratios. So let's go to the next question.